I'm Tina, and I am Ken and Carolyn's second daughter. First off, I think about how much of a pain in the butt I was. They had us doing lots of chores. So we did hauling the wood every week. We went and got wood. I had to dust, where Cynthia got to vacuum. She had the easier job, in my opinion. But we fed the cat. We cleaned. Well, what else did we do? We picked raspberries. We mowed the lawn, and we made cookies. Okay, and I complained every single time. I complained nonstop all the time. And looking back, if it was my daughter that was doing that, I would have lost it. But not Ken and Carolyn, not mom and dad. They were extremely patient with me. Now, as a mother, I realize how much of a pain it was to hear me complain with every single chore that we had to do. Yes, we have lots of stories of playing sports. And again, they drug us to every basketball game in the world, I swear. And I was so bored watching these basketball games that I counted people with glasses on, and I counted the lights, and I counted people with red shirts. And I did not like going to all those basketball games. But then when we were playing sports in high school, and our life evolved around playing sports, I was very appreciative of seeing all those games when we were younger. Getting the support from Dad sitting in his seat. I mean, nobody touched his seat. We always knew when we did something, like when we made a free throw or something, we would look up into his seat, and there he was cheering us on. How we went to volleyball camp every summer, basketball camp every summer, and Mom would drive us to, us meaning a whole bunch of my friends, to go to these camps so we could become the best that we possibly could be. There were many fights with Mom and me, with her making me read. And every night we would read, and I would have such a hard time, but now I appreciate the fact that she made me read. I was fine with Mom being the coach and my PE teacher, because I called her Mom, and all of my friends called her Mom, and so it didn't bother me at all. In fact, it became very helpful my senior year after my accident, that I could be there, that she could be there for me in the school the couple periods a day where it was set up for me to take PE from her, but actually I just went to her and cried. My career in education started because we always were in the schools with Mom being the teacher and going and living in the gym. And then I always wanted to be a teacher because I liked being around kids. I was #1 babysitter, and Mom was always lining babysitting jobs for me. And then when my senior year, when I was in the special ed classrooms, I'm relearning how to read and do math. And then I just decided that I wanted to become the special ed teacher. And when I told Mom and Dad that, they just were excited, and they supported me 100%. The only thing was, when I said that I wanted to go to college, it was very tough. It had to have been very tough for them to take, because I think I was only reading at about the second or third grade reading level, and I was kind of going through my rebellious period where I hated them, I hated Cynthia, I hated my friends, I hated life, and then I just wanted to get away. But now I think that was one of the best things that they let me do. Mom and Dad taught me to be independent, and that's the best thing I think I have gained from them, is because I can do things when I set my mind to it. I set a goal to graduate from college with a 3.5, and by God, I graduated with a 3.5. And the whole time, there was a picture of Mom right there saying I can do it. Sorry. I get emotional just when I talk about going to college, because I really, she says they credit me for doing it on my own, but I credit them for supporting me. Now that I'm a parent, things are completely different. I appreciate them a lot more, and I felt like they have modeled exactly what I want to be. I end up thumping my kids like Mom would thump us when we would get in trouble. And I know that when she said no, she meant no. And so I've learned that from her, that my kids know when I say no, I mean it. We did a lot of fun things. She would take us hiking. The one time when we went hiking and the tree fell right beside the tent that we were sleeping in, only we thought it was a bear. That was funny. We went ice skating. I don't know how, but I still have a scar on my pinky. I don't know how I ever ice skated over my pinky. And the other thing on our trip, when we went clear across the country, I do remember memorizing the states. I can repeat the states, but I don't want to. But I do remember saying, "Have you ever, ever, ever in your long-legged life seen a long-legged sailor, sailor and a long-legged wife? No, I've never, ever, ever." The whole trip across the country. Mm-hmm. A vacation to Hawaii. I remember we were walking and we were sightseeing, and we were just standing there looking at, I don't even remember what it was now, and a bird flew over and pooped right on my head. And I thought, this is my life. I also remember getting so many mosquito bites that I had to go to the doctor when we got home because I was covered with mosquito bites. That was kind of in my rebellious stage, in my angry stage, when they would say that I needed to get involved in horses, and they would put me on a horse, and then we would go on trail rides. Only as a teenager, I didn't see any fun in sitting there and staring at the horse's butt in front of you. So I always had my Walkman, trying to make it interesting. But now, I really regret that I was like that, because my daughter is into horses, and now I am trailering 2 horses in our trailer, and I have learned so much, and I wish now that I would have paid more attention and would have gotten into the horses more instead of boys. That's another story. I did have the same boyfriend from freshman year all the way through senior year, and Mom and Dad really didn't like him, and that caused some frictions, but I could see why they didn't like him, because he didn't treat me nice, and I see that now, but I didn't see that then. And thinking about how Mom and Dad have helped with my marriage is there's got to be give and take, and I like to do my things, and my husband Jay likes to do his things, but yet we have to support each other in what our interests are. For my 8th grade graduation, I believe it was my 8th grade, we went on a ship to Ensenada, Mexico, and it was just Grandma Wise, Mom, and me, and that was my 8th grade graduation. And it was fun being on the ship. There were a lot of older people on the ship, but what I really remember is there was a little boy, there was a boy that was really cute, and so I was chasing him the whole time. Just how pretty Hawaii was, and the palm trees, and cracking open the coconuts, and eating the coconut, drinking the coconut juice, and the swimming. Yes, I really liked being with Grandma and Grandpa on both vacations. When we were really young, Mom would send us to California by ourselves. And I remember having the flight attendants take care of us. Well, and you, Cynthia, acting like my mom sometimes and helping us go to California by ourselves. And I remember in California, Clinker, the Airedales, Clinker and Cinder, and being with them and going and picking all of the fruit out of their yard and eating all of that fruit. I think they sent us to California to, for part of our being able to do things on our own and being independent. I do know that I relied on you a lot more than what I think I should have now, but I also think that you kind of liked teaching me. I remember you teaching me how to drive Dad's yellow Ford truck in the cemetery, and us just going like this because of the clutch. Mom put us in situations that that were probably not normal. Well, actually, I thought of Dad, and when we ate dinner around his elk carcass, and I kept on thinking, okay, this is not normal to eat a bowl of soup and there's this raw meat on the table. Oh, that makes me think of when they made us eat everything on our plate, and the one time where I took my bowl of soup that we had had for at least a month every night because Mom wouldn't waste any leftovers. And so I marched into the bathroom and dumped it in the toilet thinking I was being sneaky enough, and I wasn't. I got in a big time trouble that time. I also think, just thinking back, that you knew how to lie and get out of things, but I got in trouble. When Mom took me deep sea fishing, and I thought that I wasn't quite sure about it, but I'd go along with what she'd have me do. And then when I looked at her and I said, when are the waves going to stop? And she said, they aren't. And I went, blah, and I was puking the whole time. And after we got done, I said, what are you going to have me do next? Skydive! I think what Mom is doing now with the parades and the costumes is really fun. I think she's having a lot of fun, and I think it's fun to dress up my kids, and I think it's fun to dress up. I don't mind at all dressing up and being in the parades. I like to help her that way. I think what I really appreciate about Dad is that he was there to just support me with whatever I wanted to do next. He was gone a lot, but we knew he was always there to support us. So what I appreciate Dad for is just knowing that he was there to support me with everything that I wanted to do, and he was very, very patient with me, and I really appreciate that now. What I appreciate about Mom is she did put us into a lot of uncomfortable situations a lot of times and made us reach our goals, that what we set out to do, and feel comfortable with who we are. Just that we have to feel good about ourselves, we have to work hard, we have to love others like what we'd want to be loved, see the good in everybody. Because I don't think I appreciated what she had done for us until now that I'm a mother, and I try to do a lot of what she did for us.